if that does eventually click.
Yeah, because defensively they're very, very strong as well. Obviously it's the real position, but it's a fake position in terms of the quality of this Everton team. They're trying to bait the press of Everton. Just again, getting himself forward. He did really well against Spurs further up the pitch, winning it. Harrison positions himself very well. And so they're very keen to jump Everton, but they won't get out of that set structure, that's for sure.
Kita kembali di Liga Inggris ya. Selamat malam, kita main di Liga Inggris dulu. Selamat malam sobatku. Bersua kita di EPL ya, English Premier League. Halo, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Cek sound dulu.
Alvarez.
Apakah suara admin jelas sobatku?
Kanji on the edge of the box. It's to Alvarez.
Yo, bantu informasinya dong, bantu mohon info, mohon info.
The ball's not going where he wants it to. I think they're not moving it quick enough. I think that's the main thing at this moment in time in that final third, City.
Everton can be tough to break down. No Premier League side has kept more clean sheets this season.
The ball out of play on this near side. Crikey, those seats must be posh, Stuart.
Have to be patient today.
Yeah, I mean
they've got waitress service, teas and coffees coming in.
What's going on here? I've never seen that before. There's a group of seats to our right-hand side. There is the Tunnel Club. They do play a lot of money for it. But they've now got, we're only, what, 15 minutes into the game? 18 minutes into the game? They've got a waitress coming around and dishing out the coffees and the teas. Haven't seen that before. Here's Haaland throwing the ball forward, delivering the ball down the left into Alvarez, who chips in right-footed, then tries to shoot to goal. It's blocked, spirals into the air. Rodri plays a really intelligent pass out to Doku, who comes in on his right foot, then tries to strike, but he went into traffic. They narrowed up brilliantly there, Everton. They all got in the centre of the penalty area to create a big sort of pink amorphous unit that wouldn't allow anyone through.
No, they did, really tightened up, stayed with their runners, kept their eye on the ball, and Godfrey done a really good job there. Also, special mention to Rodri, who just got up in support of it, and as the ball come out the box, just got on it, fed it out wide, continued the attack. That's the worth.
Yes, it was the first time touch that swished it straight back into the path of Doku to keep the attack and the momentum going. That was the impressive bit. Here is Diaz onto Ake, wide left. Nunez has broken the lines and got into the left wing position. He's received it off Doku, played it against Tarkovsky, who's managed to do enough to take the edge off the ball, and Garner has cleared upfield, and then Calvert-Lewin putting pressure on Diaz, felt he was fouled. The referee said no foul. Ian Wone and Steve Stone, who are in the technical area, right in the ear of the assistant on the near side, and it is worth saying that Lee Betts is having none of it and says play on. Ipswich 0, Tom Fellows with the goal, and the local boy who made an impact actually when I was at West Brom the other week, coming off the bench, has scored the goal that has inflicted more damage on Ipswich. Apparently it was a great solo run, and over on TalkSport 2 the commentary continues. Here it's Manchester City 0, Everton 0, the first game of the day in a packed Premier League schedule this Saturday lunchtime, and we've played 20 minutes and Manchester City yet to have a shot in any guise whatsoever, and that's credit to Everton, Stuart Pearce.
It is. They're very dogged. Every time they get up to somebody who's on the ball, if they've got their back to play or facing the Everton goal, they're aggressive with their press, and that's making life a little bit uncomfortable for Manchester City. They can't settle on a ball.
Pep Guardiola is out on the technical area now, trying to encourage his team as Doku travels down the touchline, plays it infield to Nathan Ake, who brilliantly and accurately sends the ball to the far touchline, where waiting for it was Phil Foden. He takes it down elegantly, plays it infield where Manuel Akanji is. Is there anywhere that Manuel Akanji hasn't been so far? He pops up, lays it off to Stones, and it goes out towards the near side. Again, Doku takes over, tries to get into the penalty area. Goes down the side, but he's stopped by the double twin threats of Young and Godfrey. They repel him a little bit further back, and City have to start again. Doku's got another couple of touches on the ball. Back to Ake, who tries to take on Garnegay, who moves very quickly out to the touchline, snaffles it, plays it out for what he thought was an Everton throw, and is disappointed to receive the notification that that isn't the case.
They're like a Taylors, aren't they, this double act that they're twinning up here, Godfrey and Young, you know. But they're fantastic. They're doing a brilliant job doubling up on Doku when they have to, and guarding against the run of Ake when he gets forward.
On the right side, skating into the box, a left-footed shot which is blocked by McNeil, taken on by Matthias Nunez. I could just imagine the two of them with a tape measure, just checking his inside leg. Here is Matthias Nunez back to Ake. And then into Rodri just in front of the centre circle, left side. Again, Manchester City trying to probe and find a way through, but Everton just staying rigid at this moment in time. Tarkowski sliding in on Foden, commits a really strong tackle. He got the ball, sent it out towards the near touchline, and it goes out for a throw-in. The referee just checks on Foden, makes sure he's okay, but there was no suggestion of a foul. Pep Guardiola has just spread his two hands wide and his fingers pointing to the sky as if to say to the two centre-backs, just get the ball out wide, we want it wide, that's where the space is. Stones, Foden, out goes McNeil to meet him. They've gone inside towards Nunez. It comes back to Alvarez, who's got a bit of space now, plays it down the right side. Foden's not got hold of it because Haaland's chasing it into the right corner, and it is Haaland trying to get hold of the ball, which allowed Braithwaite to nick it and clear it to halfway. It's then picked off by Harrison, and a chance to counter-attack for Everton. He's played the ball in behind, looking for Ashley Young, but Campbell stepped across, won it back, and now with many more players committed forward, there might be gaps for City to exploit on the counter. It goes to Alvarez, and then wider out still to Foden. Foden's cross into the area is a little bit high, away by Godfrey. Rodri keeps it moving. Harrison's got back and he's clipped it forward, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin has run up to halfway, held on to it really well. He played a reverse ball into the centre, but didn't find a teammate, and now City have got it back again. Nunez charges forward, Garner-Gay snaps into the tackle and wins it.
Calvert-Lewin's got to hold that ball up better. He held it up and then he's given it away, and there was a situation before that where he thought he was fouled. I didn't think he was. Just got to do slightly better for the team.
It is 0-0 between Manchester City and Everton, who sit at this moment in time in the relegation zone, hoping to get out of it today. Once again, as they did last Saturday lunchtime, only for results to go against them as the day had gone on. And they've had a little bit of trouble over the course of the last few weeks in terms of wins on the ball. They've drawn a lot of games.
A bit more open, which Everton won't like, but that's when City look
one, which
more
is
ominous.
Good news for Sean Dyche, who's sitting high up in the stand here because he's banned from the touchline after picking up
to capitalise on it.
3 yellow
just
cards.
Gets surrounded.
He might be joined by Pep Guardiola soon because he's on 5. Here's Doku, takes it over Godfrey's head brilliantly, sends it into the 6-yard box, mopped up by Braithwaite, who gets there ahead of Alvarez, and it's cleared away by Tarkowski and out towards this near side. Calvert-Lewin trying to tangle with Diaz, and then he got pushed away by Diaz, but he was a little bit stronger, and then he just threw him to the floor. The free kick actually has gone Dominic Calvert-Lewin's way. The City fans aren't happy about it, but my initial reaction is the first foul was committed by Diaz, and then the retaliation was by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So you have to go within the rules of the game, and the free kick belongs to Everton.
Yeah, he certainly has got
that was definitely, and I would have said it probably was worthy of a booking as well, I believe, because he was a hard-class man, and he's stopping a sort of a very, very good counter-attack. And I've got to say, back up the other end, Braithwaite done extremely well, clearing just in front of his goalkeeper when the ball from Doku across the face of goal stand.
Well, he is getting a lot of plaudits at this moment in time, Braithwaite, quite rightly so.
But this is Doku manages to get forward with that first touch. Godfrey sort of let off the hook a little there in terms of his
of course, in other circumstances,
decision-making.
Ruben Diaz might have got a blue card there. Here is McNeil in towards the box, headed down by Calvert-Lewin, but there's no one there to capitalise on that flick down. And it goes straight to the arms of Edison.
Half of their Premier League goals this season have come from set pieces. 13.
I think we brushed over breakfast.
Do we brush over it as quickly as FIFA did? Because they sort of made it known that they were going to come in, and then heard the backlash, and then changed their mind very quickly this week, and now it's sort of been swept under the carpet.
It's McNeil who will take
very
this, it does indeed go towards the edge of the box, and Calvert-Lewin.
That's the way people do things nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, straw pole, and then pull your neck in.
Here's Doku down the left-hand side, getting room for the cross into the area, goes for Haaland, hits Haaland on the head,
get free kicks, even if they get free kicks in the wrong half, Pickford will come up and take them, and they just see it, get the ball up, so they can win second balls and create from that area of the pitch.
Never looked like connecting with that cross. It was a brilliant take on his chest by Doku, who raced down the left-hand side, beat McNeil for pace, and then Godfrey got into his first crossing position of the day, and well, Haaland headed over.
He did. Haaland rose so well. We got contact on it, but just couldn't keep it down. He did a left there. Foden was coming in behind him. He probably a clearer header. And just saying, Godfrey has defended really well for the first few.
Yeah, he's getting through the lines of press, Doku. So while everything at the moment has been in front of the Everton defence in their defensive shape, Doku's got through, and as soon as he gets into this position,
Manchester City nil,
Everton are facing their own goal, and it's a problem.
In Manchester, not as chilly as it was over the last couple of days in the northwest, but certainly still hats and gloves. Weber, ball thrown down the touchline, looking for Calvert-Lewin, who goes up with Ake. And it has been a physical battle at times today. Everton have stood firm up until this point. We're hitting towards the half-hour mark. Hold on a second. Yeah, Graham Scott. Oh, he's taken over refereeing duties. Graham Scott, the fourth official. He came sprinting out of his little area, ran up towards
a little bit one-dimensional early in the season when they've had to go wide to Doku, and he's been the outlet.
Meanwhile, the referee and the linesman weren't doing anything.
To be fair, Woney's giving him what for, and to be fair, I played behind Woney for a number of years, and you talk about sledging, me and him for 90 minutes, and we were teammates.
Well, it is a bit of the old Nottingham Forest crew back together down there, isn't it, with Steve Stoney and Wone and Sean Dyche up on high today. And they've been together a long time now, that little group. And they're in charge of Everton at this moment in time. Doku has his back to goal, plays it back down the touchline looking for Ake, being marshalled by Ben Godfrey. Graham Scott, I never ever see him
when you don't get
involved
on the ball, and I think there's even stats to show the more touches that he has,
look at him now,
the more likely it is
he's
to win.
Seamus
He's out wide, and you're getting the ball, and he sees the ball every few minutes.
He's up inside the bench having a word with Seamus Coleman. He's given a bit back, to be fair to him. Now he's telling Pep, don't go running after the ball. Who's in charge round here?
Speaking to Phil Foden before the game and asked him where he thinks he can improve, Lucy, he said defensively was the first.
He feels as though he has to go and stop Ake going up the pitch now, because Woney's on top of him saying, hey, any chance of telling them as well?
It's just a throw-in on halfway, lads, don't get too excited. Here's Harrison out wide towards the right. Ashley Young plays a decent ball down the right channel. Calvert-Lewin's a little bit on his heels there. And Diaz had the opportunity to step across and sweep it up. It's still 0-0 here at the Etihad Stadium. Foden's been set down the right touchline by John Stones. He's cut back in and now trying to feed the ball into Matthias Nunez, who's got free. Sent the ball across the face of goal. Tarkowski's got there. And Tarkowski's diverted it behind with a brilliant tackle over the top of the goal and away for a corner kick. Good sharp movement from Manchester City, who did get down that right-hand side, tight to the touchline, and a lovely ball by Phil Foden, which opened up the pitch. But Tarkowski watched his man brilliantly.
I'll tell you what I love, when people in the game say, oh, why don't you just go to Manchester City and have a go at them? You can't, because they've just shown the economy of game. They rip through your team when you show them a glimpse of any area to go into.
About the runs beyond, we talked about him and his runs beyond, he must do that. I mean, this place comes alive when Foden gets on the ball. It's a clever run, it's a clever ball, but Tarkowski made the decision to leave Haaland centre. Make sure he got that block in.
He sends another cross into the box, Mikalenko away. McNeil picks it up on the left edge of the area and then tries to volley the ball high and away from danger. Calvert-Lewin with a brilliant leap, heads it over to the far
See what they
touchline,
can do from
but on
this resulting
halfway
set piece.
before Ashley Young can
towards
get
Ruben
there.
Dias,
Phil
and it's gonna come out
Foden
here
doing
to
his
Doku.
tracking back gets there first. That's another big facet to
And
his
it's cleared
game, which
by
he's improved
Calvert-Lewin.
on. Here is Doku down the left, trundling with the ball once again and putting
Still
Everton on the
plenty in the
back
box
foot.
here.
Again, they narrow up. It's played into
Nikolenko
a
got
Akanji, who tries to do a little bit of around the world but can't get away from his marker. It's picked up by Calvert-Lewin. What a tackle by Ake to keep him on the front foot. It's played to Doku, who moves into the penalty area. He's got support arriving on that right-hand side.
Wide areas,
And,
and Everton will quite
Akanji
happy.
has it on the edge of the
the ball all
18-yard
day,
box.
full
Back
backs
with
as well.
Stones to Matthias Nunez, and then it's collected by Stones once again. He swishes the ball out towards the left, but now Doku takes it off. He runs at Ashley Young. Godfrey's a bit further back because he's had to go narrow into the penalty area to try and keep the ball
on Everton's number 9.
Okay, lifts it to the far post. Pickford came fishing, didn't catch anything. Goes back to Foden, who finds Nunez, and now Foden again, who's going to shoot from distance, blocked by Branthwaite, helped by McNeil, and then Guy falls over the ball but manages to get it to Harrison, and then Calvert-Lewin gives it away again.
He's really got to do better, Calvert-Lewin, than this. As I say, he's received the ball probably more than a lot of centre forwards coming to the Etihad, and he's just given it away on first contact too cheaply.
Rodri to this near touchline, touchdown by Doku. Doku trying to take on Godfrey, he's beaten him, he's got the ball and pulled it back. It's everybody, it's cleared away by Harrison, who's giving it back to Rodri. Rodri steers it wide, now Matthias Nunez inside the area. They're really deep here, Everton, as the ball goes into the box.
Against Brentford, which is restricting to longer range shots. There's a lot of bodies in the way.
To plug all the gaps, but at this moment in time, City are unable to find a leak.
Yeah, Godfrey's just shown Doku too much at the outside, and he said, "Thank you very much, I'll pop past you again." And he has to make sure that he gets tighter to him and doesn't shirk from this responsibility and challenge that he's got.
It remains 0-0.
There's a goal
We're
coming
into
here.
the 34th minute of the game.
By
Godfrey has just chested the ball back to his goalkeeper.
Everton roll back a little bit here.
Everybody to calm down.
Big attacking threat down that left-hand side from Doku.
From across where he
He's
came
the man that's going to create something.
fending for a ball that he was never going to get. You are listening to Manchester City nil
It's
Everton
a right
nil on
storm
Super
of it
Super
here.
6, predicts 6
Everton
correct
just
scores from the
digging.
weekend's action, and you could win £250,000 without spending a penny. 18 plus, terms and conditions apply. Here's Dominic Calvert-Lewin gambling down the right-hand side, getting ahead of Akanji, playing it back into the right side, and Ashley Young, good ball in by Garnegay to find Harrison, who chips it over the top of Calvert-Lewin, but he tried the acrobatic to get on the end of that ball that was played over the top by the former Leeds man. He couldn't bring under control, and it goes out for a goal kick away to our right-hand side. I think Sean Dyche and Woan and Steve Stone will be pretty satisfied with what they've seen in the opening 35 minutes of the game.
They will, but the alarm bells are Doku's gone past Godfrey 3 times now and put him under big pressure, and if Ashley Young drops off and doing a doubling up job, they'll have a big problem.
Alvarez is trying to bound his way through past
what we always say was the other day, look, he can play 5 positions.
And he then commits a foul on
He's
Godfrey.
better arriving,
sort of stood
not
his
standing in
ground
the space
there and got a little
central,
bit
arriving in
fortunate
space
with
central, because that's what he's good
free
at,
kick, but
dealing
he'll
in those
take
small
that at this
areas.
juncture.
We saw it against Brentford. You know, when he's playing his best, when Man City are playing their best, is when he's had the most touches, and usually all around those areas.
See a foul there.
Centrally, but also out wide, and it's difficult to pick him up.
But as I say, I think Everton will be pleased. They've survived a couple of opportunities when Doku has pulled it across the face of the goal, because they filled the middle of the goal up, and they've done that extremely well, namely Tarkowski and Branthwaite.
Well, Manchester City are the league's top scorers, and they have only just got the band
No,
back
I don't think so. I just think that he's just going to help Godfrey Young coming back. The thing about Doku is that he's drawing 3 defenders, which means there's a spare player somewhere, and he's got to get his head up and find that spare player, because that is when what he's doing will be extremely effective for City, and they get themselves in front.
9 minutes alongside one another in all competitions all season, because of the injuries that both of them have had at varying different times. They were back in tandem on Monday, but are yet to combine for a goal. I think over the course of the next few weeks we'll certainly see that come to fruition as Nunez goes up towards the edge of the area. He's playing behind, but Pickford does brilliantly to come out and slide with his thighs actually, and manage to take the ball into the left full-back position, then clear it up to Calvert-Lewin, who holds it up well this time. Then Harrison loses out, but the ball runs for McNeil. He goes down the left-hand side, bursts into the box, plays the ball into the area, and Calvert-Lewin is not up with it.
No, as soon as that ball went out wide to McNeil, you knew it was coming across the face of goal, and I think Calvert-Lewin should have put the afterburners on quickly there. And the through ball just prior to that,
really well.
I think if it had been the other end of the pitch with the Everton player bearing down on Ederson with the ball between both, I think we'd have seen a mighty collision between the two. But Nunes just ceded some ground and let Pickford pick the ball up.
I tell you what, Pickford had to time that perfectly.
Missing that final ball, Everton, when they get in those positions, a lot of the time Calvert-Lewin's found himself 1v1 with Diaz, and
here is Young down the near side, getting away from Doku and trying to take on Ake, and he does brilliantly, Ashley Young, to get towards the near corner. He's taken it right up to the corner flag. He's crossed the ball into the air. Calvert-Lewin with a flick, comes back to Harrison. Oh, he's opened his body up too much. And Philo for the bar, from a 45-degree angle. But Everton have had a couple of threats at that Manchester City goal in this first half, Stuart Pearce, to show that they have got teeth.
They certainly have. As I say, you know full well that when you do get chances, City are spread to play and you probably counter-attack them. So you've got space in the box, and when it fell there, he come onto it, and I think he changed his mind on the finish. He was looking to hit. As you say, he's opened his foot up and skewed it badly wide and high.
Manchester City 0, Everton 0 on Talk Sport.
Areas with a lot of space as well.
Later on today, Tottenham against Brighton is on Talk
Young, and actually that is
2.
an opportunity for Calvert-Lewin. But
Ali McCoist and Andy Townsend back together on the breakfast show on Monday morning. Looking forward to that. Those two, good company. And Jim White alongside Simon Jordan and Martin O'Neill straight afterwards, and that is always I love Mondays with Jim and Simon, because you either get Martin O'Neill or Graham Souness. Something is going to be said. It's always fascinating to listen to that. Monday morning, 10 o'clock on your radio. Make sure you have it on. This is Talk Sport, and we're live at the Etihad. And Manchester City at this moment in time are finding Everton a tough nut to crack.
Naturally in this
and Everton themselves have just shown that they do have threats when they come forward. Calvert-Lewin now chasing another long ball, hitting him on the back of the shoulder,
you've got a good
bounced in towards Harrison, who didn't quite get hold of it. Mikalenko's won it back for them in the middle of the park. It's with Idrissa Gana Gay. He turns it back into Tarkovsky. Wide on the left is Mikalenko. Strides over the halfway line. It's 39 minutes on the clock now. Well, he just gave that away cheaply. Rodri's got it back. Diaz, Matthias Nunez running laterally. Gana Gay working very, very hard to put off Matthias Nunez, and the ball goes straight out of play, and it's Everton's ball again. And I tell you what, they're being very effective, Everton, because they're frustrating Manchester City.
They are, as I say, they've banked up, they've been aggressive in their defensive work, Everton. When they have been breached and got behind anything across the face of goal, they've got first contact, and that's been absolutely vital.
Well, they haven't had yet, and I think this is down to the fact that they haven't had too many forays into Manchester City territory, but also because Manchester City are pretty cute in not
you were talking about earlier, just again, I think that
they haven't had any set pieces so far, Everton,
well.
around the box.
I think that he's now
when goals
really
are at a premium, and they certainly
in terms of the areas that he works,
Everton,
he doesn't dilute
they've been
himself.
the best route to go.
So much more
they've got 50% of their goals from dead ball situations. Only Arsenal have got more, with 14%, 14 goals from set pieces. Everton 13.
I don't think we ever thought that Everton were going to have a lot of set plays today, did we really?
Not really. That is their best route to goal. Ball upfield towards Ake. But if they just get one, they know that they can cause drama for
to ride a little bit of
Manchester
a storm,
City.
Everton,
been frustrating
a lot more of the ball in the last
them up until this point. Pep Guardiola's
tend to raise Everton quickly, and there's less control about that. And I think if they can, when they do regain, if they build a little bit in that final third,
they will expect to do so at least once today.
Passing will be more secure and maybe get better chances.
It's launched high by Pickford from inside his own half. What is the situation when you're in a game like this? I mean, you are Manchester City, you're expected to come and impose yourself on Everton. It hasn't quite happened for you yet. You just have to keep in the back of your mind, it will come, it will come, it will come. Plead patience.
Exactly that. You've got to keep doing that, and you say, right, where has been Everton's weak link? It's at right back. Godfrey's done okay, but he's been breached on 3 occasions because of the ability and pace of Doku. Now, can we keep supplying him and feeding him, and sooner or later, someone won't be there to block that ball across the face of goal. And if all else fails, get De Bruyne on.
Alvarez is standing in the middle of the centre circle waiting for a ball from Stones, but it goes towards the right-hand side instead, and I must admit it is a peach of a ball out towards Nunez, who runs onto it and then takes on Branthwaite, gets into the area, tries to go on the outside of him. Branthwaite with another brilliant challenge, sends it out for a throw-in.
Yeah, top quality challenge there, kept his eye on the ball, didn't divert for one moment, didn't dive in, and had to be clinical in the box. What age is this boy, sir?
Space inside.
Branthwaite was 21 years of age.
Stones was coming to this area.
Tottenham last week, spent last season on loan at PSV, did well there.
Brings
Said to me after the game last week, he felt when he came back from PSV, he was coming back to Everton to play, and he's done that.
Branthwaite just
I think this experience at the age he's at as well, with Daichi coaching him, playing at the heart of defence, will be
Doku trying to get away from Young towards the byline. He plays the ball back towards Ake, who strikes it, hits Godfrey plumb on the top left shoulder, then goes to Rodri once again, and then Ake will deliver it into the box. It's away by Garner and cleared out towards this near side. Well, Brentford kept Manchester City at bay right until the 45th plus 2 minute of the game. They've just got to hang on for 3 more minutes plus stoppage time here to get in at half-time. All square here, Everton.
Yeah, they certainly have. And you can see probably why Doku ends up playing in front of Grealish, can't you? Because he is the one most likely to breach the back line of Everton.
Well, he's so tricky, isn't he? He's got a wonderful ability to dribble with the ball, take players on. His statistics have been very good this season, bearing in mind I think he's played something like 47% of the Premier League minutes. He's got 5 assists, 2 goals, and the most successful dribbles all told. Phil Foden's trying to skip past Mikalenko. Mikalenko has committed a foul, and the last thing you want to do in this area is give away a free kick to Manchester City on the stroke of half-time.
Yeah, direct comparison there, 2 bits of defending, Mikalenko and Branthwaite. Branthwaite said, I'm just going to follow you, I'm not going to dive in till the time's right for me. Mikalenko went to ground too soon when he wasn't ready and he was unbalanced, and give the foul away.
Manchester City nil, Everton nil on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Enterprise has 450 branches with all the vehicles your business needs. 90 seconds to go before the break. TalkSport at the Etihad, and this could be a big chance for Manchester City. We're going to swing this into a crowded penalty area. Everybody in bright pink is inside the box and within 5 yards of the 6-yard area. It's going to be Foden who's hit it towards the far post. It's coming round the back with Akanji, who tried to keep it in because it was going wide a goal. But he couldn't steer it on target, and Pickford came out, gobbled it up, and will clear away for the visitors.
I thought Akanji done brilliantly just to keep it alive, to be honest with you, but just fell into the grateful hands of Pickford.
He's balled it out to Tarkowski. Tarkowski has found Godfrey. He's trying to bend the ball into the channel for Calvert-Lewin. It's put out by Akanji. Calvert-Lewin used his body really well there. I don't know if you saw the game on Monday night, Brentford against Manchester City, but they scored a terrific goal, Brentford, by occupying the centre half. Nathan Ake, Ivan Toney leaning in, the goal kick going straight over the top. Mopai running in behind and slotting past Ederson.
Yeah, I heard people say,
Tarkowski's been caught on the ball, and Alvarez is centre looking for Haaland, who just wasn't right, and Pickford was grateful. He came rushing out, picked it up before he could reach the Norwegian.
This is typical what happens when you come to Man City. You're comfortable in the game, you're on 45 odd minutes, and Tarkowski decides to take Alvarez on when he's one-on-one. You can't do that.
Set up, but
is that
Guardiola will be happy with the
is. I'm not
creativity.
Your whole game plan goes out the window by one mistake. That's the frightening thing. And someone with Tolk's experience should know better.
3 minutes of added time. The ball tossed down the line by Godfrey. Cannons off the chest of Harrison, whose touch wasn't great, and it goes out for a throw into Manchester City, and it remains 0-0 as we approach half-time. Elsewhere on TalkSport 2, still that Tom Fellows goal separates Ipswich and West Bromwich Albion, who have a 1-0 advantage
like I said about the shape that Everton, Jack Harrison is key, and Calvert-Lewin in terms of the positions that they take up when Everton regain possession, but they certainly are causing issues at the other end of the pitch as well at times.
Walker can fizz in a ball from the right-hand side as well. Rico Lewis is there too.
He does need to change things in the second half, Pep Guardiola.
He's got a choice.
We're into the second of
that's got one or two
3 added minutes at the end of the first 45 on TalkSport. It's 0-0 between Manchester City, who will only go top if they win here. Alvarez,
not really much
into
more
the
to
dead
say
centre
about
of opposition territory. Haaland trying to turn, guides it back.
When he puts the ball at risk in the final third, he does that with the best of
cuts in once
the best of the players in the world.
Followed by
missing
Calvert-Lewin,
that
who's
sort
putting
of passer
pressure
at the
on him.
moment.
Back to the midpoint of the half, and Diaz switches it wide, and it's on to Stones. Stones trying to turn under pressure from McNeil, has to go backwards rather than forwards. And there's 90 seconds of the added time to play and to survive for Everton as Rodri steams forward, pokes the ball into the path of Nunez. Across from Stones, takes a deflection. It's a corner with time ticking away. Everton just making sure they try to be resolute for the next few minutes.
Stones a long way forward.
It's these minutes before half-time and just after half-time are so critical when you come to places like City.
City back.
Lack of concentration.
We saw against Brentford that when City scored just changed
Haaland, who rises,
before half-time, it
the
changes
It's
the state
away by
of the game.
It drops again, it comes to Ake, he hits it, and then a
corner right at the end of the half here, the
Tarkowski, and pushed out on the far side. Akanji's effort looked to be arrowing straight to the goal, and Tarkowski took one right in the chest.
It's not been easy for them this half.
Well, Akanji there. Tarkowski was nowhere near to be seen,
Alvarez
and then all of a sudden, just as Akanji got his shot away, he appeared from nowhere like a superhero. Sort of.
Came out to Ake, and a fantastic block again.
The top of his arm, actually.
It's Tarkowski in the way of it.
VAR is checking a possible
How important
penalty.
could that prove to be?
There's no way he's ever going to
throwing
be.
bodies in the way as far as Everton are concerned. You just do anything you can.
You know, he didn't make himself unnaturally bigger.
The side of his body as he went down, he was very aware.
Comes back to the edge of the area. Foden's effort takes a deflection, picked up by Godfrey, taken out wide on the far side. It's gone out of play, and it's another corner kick.
Move yourself.
Right at the end of the first half, and they're riding a bit of a storm here.
As well before
desperate for this half-time whistle, Everton.
48 minutes and 12 seconds play. We played our injury time. The ball sent to the right angle of the penalty area. Foden back down the right towards Alvarez. He tries to keep it in and then falls over the ball. Couldn't control it. That is the end of the first half, and they do just about survive to half-time. And Everton, well, they're 45 minutes away from 4 consecutive draws in the Premier League, so they would certainly be happy with that this lunchtime. Manchester City haven't had too many opportunities on Jordan Pickford's goal. He hasn't been forced into making that many saves. That is true, but they've had a hell of a lot of ball in that first 45 minutes. So much so, and there goes the half-time whistle, made a foray into opposition territory. But when they have,
pretty
frustrated really, skirmishes as well,
struggling to work Pickford in the Everton goal, and at the other edge, you'd have to say, despite conceding a lot of the possession, Everton have had 1 or 2 chances themselves.
Thank you very much.
Half-time use of Jolyon Lescott, Rio Ferdinand with Lindsay Shortly.
The fans starting to pour out. The pitch inspectors are back on to make sure everything is primed and ready in the next 15 minutes or so for the second half, because that's going to be really important. Goalless at the moment, and you have to say bravo to Everton, who haven't seen much of the ball. They've probably seen 26% possession so far, but they are shutting Manchester City out with that low block.
They're working tirelessly to a person. They're doubling up when they've had to. They're nice and compact. When they've broken, they've held the ball up in the main. Calvert-Lewin been a bit loose on occasion. And the only time they've been breached is Doku. Doku is the one that's hurting them. He's the one who on occasion's gone past Godfrey, and when he's pulled it across the face of goal, fortunately for Everton, they've had the 2 central defenders in getting blocks as it's come across. And listen, you've got to do all the dirty work, the defending, the hard work if you're Everton to get a result here, and at the moment they deserve to be in the game. Yeah,
they absolutely do deserve to be in the game, and the question is, do they have the ability to hold off? But they are a side that do play with less possession. Does this almost suit them?
Oh, 100%. No doubt about that, it does. You know, they're starved of possession when you come here, but that doesn't worry Daichi and his team. He set his team up to be aggressive defensively. You know, when the ball gets played into Manchester City players, they snap at the back of them and they niggle away at them. All the things that you try to do to unhinge the opposition slightly.
Yeah, and it definitely is working at the moment, isn't it? It's funny, there isn't a great atmosphere here at the Etihad today, but I don't think that's really helped by the team not really being in their sort of full verve. We're talking about the City juggernaut here. We're talking about the side that sweeps everyone aside at this time of the season. Is that anything to do with the fact that they don't have the likes of Kevin De Bruyne on the pitch, the likes of Bernardo Silva? Can you see Pep making those changes in the second half?
Well, the longer the game goes 0-0, or even if Everton take the lead, he'll be forced to dip into the bench to make some form of change to freshen things up. You know, if you're knocking on a door for 60, 70 minutes, you want to try knocking on another door with different people, you know, so that is going to be key for him.
But they look laboured, don't they, at the moment? They're not up to their usual speed, and in terms of the tempo of the game.
In all honesty, I put all that down to Everton more than Manchester City, because there's no room for them to go. Everton are banking up, got numbers behind the ball. Two men are getting over to double up on certain individuals, and it's paying dividends at the moment, and their team are in the game. But that changes very quickly. It just takes one goal, the game gets spread, and all of a sudden there's a lot more space to be played in.
And the danger is that City have more riches on the bench than Everton do. So when it comes to changing the dynamic of the game, you would have to say that Pep is the one who holds all the cards there. Although Everton can bring on Onana, who I think that they've definitely missed, and his pace.
Well, in all honesty, when you look at City's bench, it's almost a crime that these people are not kicking a football this afternoon. They're not on a football pitch playing. They're that good, an embarrassment of riches. But as you say, Everton have got a couple of players on the bench that they can reach to if they need to. But whoever comes on and replaces any one of 1 to 11 in the Everton lineup, they're going to have to put a shift in for the team like the rest of them have, and they've been manful, I've got to say.
Yeah, they've been fantastic, haven't they? Well, it looks like this dynamic of the game will have to change, certainly from Manchester City's side, if they want to try and get something from this game. Everton really doing a good job at the moment at keeping the champions at bay. It is goalless at half-time between Manchester City and Everton here at the Etihad. The second half is coming up after this.
Game day exclusive on TalkSport with Now. Stream all the Sky Sports action like Nottingham Forest versus Newcastle live today, contract free, with a Now membership. Search Now Sports. 18 plus. Stream via internet. Terms apply.
Don't break your stride shopping around. The Screwfix low price guarantee means we price check so you don't have to. Found something cheaper? No problem. Head into any Screwfix store and we'll refund the difference. Look out for the low price guarantee badge on hundreds of trade essentials, and don't let apply. See Screwfix.com.
Sadar deh. Udah kenyang kamu, Dek? Sama bunda aja. Ya beli dua aja, tapi besar. Karena yang Pak lagi dimasak. Nah, itu masih ada kan aja. Ya udah ambil satu. Ada ya. Makan aja lah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat malam sobat-sobatku. I love you full. Di pertandingan Manchester City dan Everton ya, di babak pertama ini masih 0-0 sobat. Masih 0-0. Yang sudah hadir terima kasih ya. Dari mana saja nih yang sudah hadir. Salam-salam dulu dong. Kita lihat statistiknya saat ini. Berapa ini statistiknya ini? Yo sobatku yang baru hadir, Papa Tola on cam kembali ya. On cam lagi. Barusan selesai sholat isanya ya. Wow, ada juga 381 penonton kita, alhamdulillah ya. Terima kasih yang sudah hadir sobat, yang sudah like, tapi belum ada yang komen ini. Di polling kita Manchester City ada 80 suara persen, 80% suara ya, mengunggulkan City akan menang, Everton 13% dan draw 7%. Yop sobat, dari mana saja yang sudah hadir, sobat-sobat Papa Tola, terima kasih nih yang sudah hadir. Bantu share-nya dong. Bantu subscribe-nya dulu sobatku. Untuk klasemen saat ini ada Liverpool di peringkat pertama ya dengan poin 51 dan disusul oleh Manchester City dengan poin 50. Tapi kalau City menang malam ini, dia jadi 52, bisa membalikkan keadaan ya, Liverpool. Yang baru hadir dari mana saja nih sobat Tola yang baru hadir? Terima kasih nih yang sudah hadir ya.
The next big thing is
masih loading nih gambarnya nih.
You.
With Super Stick. It is a free-to-play football game where you can win huge jackpots through your own knowledge. Simply predict 6 correct scores to win the jackpot.
Sobat-sobat yang baru bergabung, komen-komen dulu dong dari mana saja nih. Dan kalian mengunggulkan siapa nih sobatku yang sudah hadir?
5k up for grabs every single round if you get the most points and plenty more besides. Stuart Pearce is alongside me. We're going to run through the final
mana nih pendukungnya Manchester City? Come on.
We're going to start with our exclusive
udah pakai baju biru City nih ya.
Tottenham against Brighton.
Mana nih pendukung Everton?
Today. No De Zerbi on the touchline. That could
Everton.
What's the word? Make it a bit less fiery on the touchline, but I feel like this is going to be fiery on the pitch, given how the result went. I think it was on Boxing or the 27th of December, wasn't it, where Tottenham were resoundingly beaten at the.
Yo, kawan-kawan, selamat malam sobat Papa Tola, dimanapun kalian berada. Kita ada di live komentar dan reaction ya di pertandingan English Premier League yang mempertemukan Manchester City menghadapi tamunya dari Everton. Di klasemen saat ini City berada di peringkat kedua dan Everton ada di peringkat 17. Sangat jauh memang di klasemen papan atas menghadapi klasemen papan bawah ini. Everton ini rawan masuk zona degradasi ya. Bahaya juga nih Everton. Bahaya. Yo, yang sudah hadir dari mana sobatku? kita boleh dong ngobrol-ngobrol dulu sebelum masuk babak kedua. Kita lihat statistik, corner 5-0 ya City. Dan kemudian shot on targetnya malah lebih unggul Everton 1. Di mana asuhan Guardiola dan Sendijk ya dari Everton. Babak pertama masih berlangsung imbang 0-0. Kita lihat ball possession 74-26, jauh sekali. Attack-nya 66-29 dan dangerous attack bahayanya 58 tadi. Penalti 0, red cards 0 dan yellow cards juga masih 0. Menit lagi, kick off akan kembali digelar. Raihan, halo Papa Tola, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Waalaikumsalam Raihan, apa kabar Raihan? Selamat malam, Bang Raihan Gameplays, ya, sobat setia Papa Tola ini. Raihan, siapa nih yang diunggulkan Raihan? Apakah City atau Everton? Nanti jam 21.30 ada Liverpool ya versus Burnley, tapi jam 22 ada final Piala Asia. Jadi mungkin kita akan menyiarkan Piala Asia ya sobat. Karena lebih seru lah ya. Antara tuan rumah Qatar menghadapi Jordania yang menjadi kejutan di City lah, karena Haaland itu idolaku. Oke. Yes, mantap. Rehan, skornya kira-kira prediksi skor berapa nih? Berapa nih sobatku? Berapa prediksi skor sobat Papa Tola? Kita coba kembali ke stadion ya. Sudah masuk di ruang ganti.
On the pitch now, and I think if you do bring Phil Foden in there, potentially for Alvarez out wide, I think that creates a whole different problem for Everton, and they're probably not set up to cope with.
For the Toffees, Rio, they showed a lot of resilience in that first half. Is it all about concentration? How hard is that going to be?
Yeah, definitely. This is grueling. This is
memang kalau nggak ada Papa Tola aja drop ya penontonnya.
Guardiola is just making a little bit of a point. They're setting those two out to warm up just as we start.
First 45, you've got a reboot now.
No doubt that the first 45 minutes was frustrating for
they've got to keep the City team up.
Rehan, prediksinya 2-0. Mantap. Golnya akan terjadi di babak kedua ya, Rehan ya. Karena tadi masih 0-0 skor tadi.
But he said yesterday, actually, when he was talking to the media, Pep Guardiola, Everton always get good results here. And they recorded 4
Pep Guardiola
consecutive league
hidup terus
victories at the
minum
Etihad
air
Stadium
mineral
between
terus dia
2008
karena melihat ini dia bisa cetak gol ada alat nomor 9 sedang berbincang dengan wasit.
top flight subsequent visits, although they did get a 1-1 draw here last season. Can you see them?
Sebentar lagi kick off, kembali babak kedua. Sobat-sobatku dari mana saja yang sudah hadir, silahkan komen dulu dong.
Nothing would either. You know, we've seen City so many times being in this situation where it takes a while to break teams down, and then the first goal goes in, and then they don't confidence, and then it all of a sudden it looks easy when you look back at 90 minutes.
Manchester City
Everton
live from Etihad Stadium.
No changes at half time. The last time that Everton did win,
Everton dengan
early goals,
warna pink.
late debate.
Tembakan pertama tadi dari Calvert
as well in that game.
sangat pelan sekali, tidak terlalu membahayakan penjaga gawang.
Here is Doku and Akanji combining on the left-hand side, trying to get towards the edge of the Everton penalty area. Again, big wall of Everton defenders manages to block their path towards glory, and it's cleared towards halfway. Foden picks it up on the halfway line. Manchester City with Edison in goal.
Dengan formasi 4-3-3. Bola masih berada di daerah pertahanan City. Pelan saja, cantik sekali passing yang mereka buat.
Now is headed away by Tarkovsky, but only as far as Nunez, who finds Alvarez, who travels laterally along the 18-yard line, is shifted to the left. Ake, Doku's ball into the box was aimed for Haaland, blocked by Tarkovsky, who's had to take ownership of it. Free kick given, looked a little bit soft. Certainly the Manchester City fans thought it was soft, but a little wink back to his central defensive partner, Brandway, suggests that I think he probably knows it was too, Tarkovsky.
He was right under the ball, Tarkovsky, and it just seemed to collapse, didn't he? As though his ankles give away on him.
Everton have got Pickford in goal, Godfrey, Tarkovsky, Brandway, Garner and McGill in midfield with Harrison behind Calvert-Lewin. Pep Guardiola stationed Stones and Akanji in that middle area to help Rodri, which was allowing Nunez to go further up the field, an extra body further up the field for them in that first half. That has continued into the second half as well, but even with all those bodies forward, so far Everton have been able to shut them out. The ball is wide on the left with Doku. Now Rodri's got it. He's 7-8 yards back from the edge of the area. He feeds it to Alvarez, who shoots from 25 yards out.
To Doku,
it's cracked over the top of the crossbar and it's out for a goal kick.
It's fair to say City are building them scraps at the moment, I'm afraid. There's so many Everton players behind the ball doubling up.
Winning themselves a free kick.
It's Doku, the man, I think, that's going to breach the defence, if anybody.
Manchester City have yet to have a shot on target in the game.
Two of them at least. Out warming up.
And I don't remember the last time that Manchester City went a full 45 minutes without having a shot on target. Here is Rodri
and Silva, but I just
trying
creatively and technically in those central areas they lose a bit when De Bruyne obviously is not playing away. Foden's not central when you've just got Nunez
plays it to the left and
in
then
those central areas
Foden
and
swings it out
even though
towards
they
this
are
near
brilliant
side.
players, the way City plays just requires a little bit more.
Takes it infield, plays it to Stones to Foden. Again, Everton retracting behind the ball. Ipswich 1, West Brom 1 in the Championship. Nathan Broadhead with the goal for Ipswich Town to level things up in the Championship on TalkSport 2. Free kick given against Mikalenko, protected by Rodri, but it's in the well, it's in opposition territory, but it's only a couple of yards inside it. Just in from the right-hand side. And again, City slowly look to try and build and try and manipulate a way forward to try and prise open this stubborn, obdurate Everton resistance.
I've gone 3
halfway. Diaz, Calvert-Lewin putting pressure on. It goes back to Edison, away to our left-hand side. Heading to the Etihad gets more and more daunting as the years go on. 12 visits now without a win for Everton, but no one really wins here. Brentford were the last team to win here. That was November 2022. Yeah, not last November, the November before that. It's been a very long time since they failed to score as well. Manchester City, they've scored in a club record 51 consecutive home games before today, but they haven't scored yet, and the last time that they failed to score was here against Sporting March 2022. Here's Rodri out towards the left, looking for Doku, who's in behind Godfrey now, into the area, right-footed ball across the back four, it's into the air by Brandway, who does brilliantly, and then Pickford collapses and grabs the ball into his chest and collects and clears uphill.
There was the supply line again, Rodri into Doku, Doku does his little bit of magic, and when it come across the face of goal, Brandway again was the lone salmon shirt amongst two sky blues.
Baru hadir, terima kasih sobatku yang baru hadir.
I couldn't think of another colour off the top of my head.
Godfrey's gone down and needs some treatment on the far side now, which is the Everton players are unhappy about. The Manchester City supporters are unhappy about because they think the Everton players are wasting time. Godfrey doesn't feel right. Is he ill or is he knocked a tooth out or something? There is a problem over there. It doesn't look great.
Abu bersih saja, center back dari Everton tidak mau ngambil resiko sepertinya.
expect him to be holding a part of his body, did he, in any way, shape or form?
When you say salmon, I mean, it looks, let's say salmon infused with a little bit of
and now Alvarez has made his way into the box. And
I mean, it's highlighter colour, isn't it? It's fluorescent.
Cut it out, and time again, Lucy,
I'm not sure about the blue stripes, which aren't really stripes. They're sort of strips of the Everton logo that have been imprinted into thin lines down
when they're facing their own goal, that's when they're not comfortable, but still, even when they're at full tilt, they manage to defend.
Ya, sobat-sobatku, boleh komen-komen di live comment kita ya. Silakan komen-komen sobat.
Certainly does that.
Half a chance.
Not the kind of fashion that I would be wearing,
Dari
but you
Everton
know,
atau
it's not
juga
there for
Manchester City.
that. We're still waiting for
Lemparan ke dalam.
the game to resume after Godfrey has taken on a bit of fluid over on the far side. Don't know what else he's been given, but there's going to be an uncontested goal. They're not going to be the Manchester City supporters.
Fourth for average interceptions in the Premier League.
Godfrey is half stuck to his task quite well, but
We've seen a lot of that today, haven't we?
the longer the game goes on, he needs to be fully firing, because he's got the toughest task of any Everton player on the pitch to deal with Doku. And interestingly enough, he was taken off last weekend, wasn't he? Godfrey, I believe.
Towards the end of the game, was
But Coleman come on, didn't
yes,
he?
he was, because he picked up an injury.
Right, which
He got knocked, didn't he?
which I always find unusual, certainly for defenders, you know. You don't normally come off, and if you do come off, you're not normally fit again the following Saturday.
He's done very well, actually, to come in from the cold and produce the performances that he has. Because I think this is only his third start in a row after being pretty much a fringe player. The tackle there from a Ghana game, which is anything other than fringe. Full-blooded centre stage and earns him a yellow card.
Yeah, no complaints on that one.
Lagi Godfrey, belum selesai juga.
Turn over either shoulder, he doesn't just turn over his
straight through
preferred shoulder, third side, he can turn either way.
Sepertinya Godfrey harus keluar dulu dari lapangan.
And it's going to be a free kick to
City fans' point of view.
Manchester City. Jack Harrison just pointing out the problem for Godfrey again, who's gone to ground. And is he, as you said, he's been sick again, I think. I don't think he's very well.
Ryan,
That's the problem.
Qatar bisa menentukan gol dari adu skor 3-0. Wow, prediksi Qatar ya. Mantap, mantap, mantap. Prediksinya juga sangat meyakinkan. Sepertinya Ryan optimis sekali. Qatar nanti bisa kembali pertandingan kelar ya.
Officially necessary paperwork, and I'm not sure Seamus Coleman will thank him for coming off. And I know he'll be desperate to play, but it'll be quite daunting going to take Doku on, I'm sure.
Well, they've called for the medic, actually, and I think the Manchester City medic is going to go over there as well and help out. Such is the problem that Ben Godfrey has had, and we do wish him all the best. We hope he is okay. He doesn't look, he don't look comfortable, does he? I mean, he's still on his knees, he's only just getting back to his feet.
I think the bottom line is he's coming off, so what's the point in treating him on the pitch? You're better off getting him off and getting him better treatment at the side of the
sobat-sobatku yang baru hadir dari mana saja nih sobat Tola. Ada di sobat kita Ryan Inggris yang sudah kasih komen ya. Kalian juga yang baru hadir boleh kasih komen langsung live komen ya sobatku.
Godfrey now is off behind the goal away to our right hand side, and Coleman is coming on.
In Denmark, in Copenhagen.
First action for Coleman will be to help out in the back line that is defending this free kick, which is just right of centre, and it is a good 15 yards from the edge of the penalty area, so it's way out. So it's not going to be struck towards goal, it's going to be sent into the box and hope that someone's going to get on the end of it. And Alvarez is taking over the duties towards the back post. He goes looking for Ake, comes round the back. Off his head and goes behind and away for a goal kick.
Masih terus kita lihat kamera menyorot Pep Guardiola.
They've seen a bit of movement on both benches.
Concern as well for
And things are revving up. 55 on the clock. Manchester City Everton in this Saturday lunchtime kickoff. Garner's has got in the way of McNeil. Here is Tarkowski, but the task gets a little bit harder once you bring on Kevin De Bruyne, doesn't it, to keep Manchester City at bay. Ball sent forward infield by Garner, away by Rodri on the halfway line. Shrugs off Bradley, pushed into the floor, the free kick is given.
Seamus Coleman. A very able
ridiculous challenge by Haaland there. Frank saw it coming a million miles
Mana
away.
pun pertandingan malam ini Guardiola harus bisa merebut kemenangan supaya masuk ke penyebabkan
With their substitution is if they bring Doku off for De Bruyne.
Godfrey keluar.
Taking off a Kanji and bringing on Walker.
City with the free kick, a good delivery
Oh,
over towards okay, 1 or 2 appeals, but the second kick is given.
Is going to be Matthias Cunha.
Just leaned into that kick.
De Bruyne akan masuk di De Bruyne.
Matheus Nunes. One of those you look at that could possibly come off the groin.
Stones will drop into the heart of defence there, going into the right back
in my ear as well, and those on the touchline. Here's McNeil.
I think they're pleased to see it. Ball cleared upfield towards Calvert-Lewin, doesn't scoot through to Ashley Young, comes out to the right full-back area where Walker kicks long down the right. We'll see it out, and it goes out for a throw-in on this near side to Everton. Jordan Pickford not happy with Brandweight. Brandweight returning fine in terms of verbal fire. And the ball's thrown up towards Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin just controls it. De Bruyne picks it up. Walker gets his right side into De Bruyne again. Just injects a little bit of pace into everything, doesn't he? Because everything's done at first time. It's just popped off so quickly, and he's always got the eye for a pass and then movement somewhere else. And he's gone off into the left channel now. Doku has wandered over there. De Bruyne's run round him to come and pick the ball up. Again into Ake, back to De Bruyne. They've now got him to contest with as well down that left-hand side. Rodri flicks it into the box. Pickford's going to come and play that. He wanted to release it quickly, but there wasn't really an out there. And now he's seen the movement of Jack Harrison,
I just think he's reached that level, hasn't he, De Bruyne, and obviously looked after him on it and his rehab as well.
They can do it, but Walker's got back, snapped back into position very well. I'm sure that
sends it up towards Haaland.
He'll be a good asset for them in this second half. Here on the right-hand side, though, Coleman getting forward, gets the cross into the box for Everton. It's away by Diaz, and then Coleman tries to hold up Doku. Doku wriggles out on the far side.
With those in the technical area,
and manages to get it into Doku, into Ake, who's just playing just left of it.
Just got the impression that game's opened up a little bit more, haven't you,
City really up the tempo now after that double change.
It looks like it has. We're in the 59th minute of the game on Talk Sport. It's still goalless.
Doku.
And City has still got the ball. They've had pretty much all of it. 74% possession, 11 goal attempts, but still, crucially, none on target.
Walker's made a run into the box, but well read by Pickford.
Come on. Substitution's probably just as important as the De Bruyne one as well, because it just means that he can get
down
off
the
pitch
left, looking for Alfred, looking to spin in behind. Brandweight does really well, uses his body superbly, and then plays a brilliant pass from defence into Ghana Gate, and Everton get the ball out.
Coleman's made the run down the right.
He's been really impressive over the course of the season. If Everton have got financial problems at the end of the campaign, he's liable to be one that is sought out, I think.
Just out of the air.
There'll be big clubs that are looking at him. He was linked with a few big clubs during the course of the January transfer window. Everton resisted the temptation to cash in on him that early. Here is John Stones, another one who's sort of come through.
Quite clearly, please, followers of Liverpool and followers of Arsenal.
Ranks for it. They brought him from Barnsley first of all, but he certainly graduated from the Everton finishing school.
It would be a very valuable
ball that goes to the left, and it's collected by Doku. Doku is the touchline. Ashley Young applauds Seamus Coleman's effort. Two old stages over on that right-hand side now, trying to deal with young Doku. Doku, 21 years of age. Between them, Seamus Coleman and
satu lagi sapu bersih dari barisan belakang Everton.
Nearly 70 years on the clock.
Hello, my brother.
Here's Walker. down the right-hand side, getting into an advanced position for City. He finds Tola, takes it well, gives it back to Walker. He puts it to Alvarez. Good first-time football from Manchester City. De Bruyne back to goal, finds Alvarez, edge of the D. Tackle from Tarkowski's gone away. De Bruyne who takes over, pokes it through the middle. Haaland to the left. He comes out of the penalty area and shifts it left onto Doku. Doku takes on Tola into Haaland. A little bit faster from City here. Through the 6-yard box it goes. To get there ahead of Walker and puts it out for a corner.
I tell you what, Everton's ability to get first contact between the goalposts when crosses have come across has been sensational. There's not been one time today, which if there is one, it'll be 1-0. End of.
De Bruyne takes the corner from the near side, being Manchester City right. He floats it towards the penalty spot, it's flicked away, and it goes through the penalty box to the other side. Doku keeps it alive. He bends across into the centre away by Calvert-Lewin. Then Ashley Young just hammers the ball forward. Says to Berikan, you've got to go and chase that. He does. Throws it straight to the floor. I mean, he looked like a savage there that was touching the electricity pylon.
Got away from Guzzi, got very touch though from Alvarez.
I don't want to be disrespectful, but
coming back at Everton.
Maksudnya Bruin di babak kedua ini merubah agresivitas dari makin ganas mereka. Masuk kotak penalti Everton semakin sering. Satu lagi. Masih umpan datar tadi berhasil dipatahkan oleh Epl. Umpan datar Haaland tadi.
From that central area where he's been shackled really by the two centre backs. Ball out from under his feet, and that's just waiting to be tapped in.
From the free kick on this near side, the left, hoists the ball upfield, looking for Tarkowski. Tarkowski was saying to Pickford, you should have played it down the other side.
Champions
where
with
the
the
run
corner,
was made.
De Bruyne with the outswinger.
And he didn't, and it goes out of play over on the far touchline and away for a throw. Sean Dyche sitting up in the
Doku's cross. Good defensive
director's box. He's got communication with the bench today. He's talking to Steve Stone via an earpiece. Ian Wone is doing the communicating to the players. Stoney taking instructions from up on high. Sean Dyche is our manager, always celebrating.
Dianggap pelanggaran pada Ghana.
Taking charge of 300 Premier League
Walker
games.
merasa
Not
itu
an easy
hanya
thing to achieve. I think he would have elected to a
Walker,
slightly
ya.
kinder fixture to
Walker
mark
ada
the
dorongan.
milestone, given
Jadi wajar
half a
saja
chance.
dinyatakan pelanggaran.
First match was Burnley's 3-1 defeat to
This is
Chelsea
an
in
example of Everton
2014.
using a free kick in their own half.
Impressive stats,
an
really.
attacking mechanism.
To rack up that amount of Premier League games
bodies up there,
is some
fight for
going
second ball,
for any
see if they can
manager.
produce something.
Calvert-Lewin
One of only two
trying to
sides
chase
down
down
points of
Stones. These
City
guys
at the
the ball back
Etihad in
to
the Premier League last
Edison,
season. Could they do
and
it
then
again?
Stones will have it on this
Everton.
near touchline. Pep Guardiola has taken his jacket off and is just wearing his
Desain
polo
pertahanan
neck now.
dari
Sees
dekat gawang
Stones
Everton.
sky the ball out to the far side. Doku
Sekali.
takes on Coleman, beats Coleman, wriggles free.
Lebar.
Reaches the penalty area. He comes back at it well, Coleman. And then Tarkowski takes it out of play and heads away for a corner. Look, they're on thin ice here, Everton. There's no doubt about it. Every time Doku gets past the ball, he's skating between defenders and causing all sorts of issues, and they're just having to get those last-pitch challenges absolutely perfect. Otherwise, they're in trouble.
On another day, he would have created at least three goals, Doku, with his build-up play.
Looks like there's a bit of a disturbance in the crowd away
Ayo,
to
ayo,
our
ayo, ayo,
right-hand
lagi.
side. Looking to see what
Masih
they
City
can
menyerang, sobat.
pick out.
Berubah arah bola
Stewards
dari
over
kanan
there.
ke kiri.
There are
Coba melihat
medical
celah dia.
personnel, not entirely sure what's going on.
Tapi ada 9 pemain City berada di garis pertahanan mereka sendiri, ya.
With well-timed runs and
City look to probe once more.
Ini akan cukup berat juga Everton, ya.
Going on. Here is Doku, back into De Bruyne, back to Doku left side. Tarkowski's alert to it, and sliding and put the ball out of play.
Masuk kotak penalti.
Pressure's ramping up, 25 to go.
Certainly is. We feel as though there's more and more pressure coming on this Everton. They've been equal to every challenge at
Sayap
present.
kiri City. Doku cukup merepotkan dengan goyangan-goyangan mautnya. Hampir 3 pemain Everton untuk menghadang
Inflexible in
Doku.
face of creativity, and yet to concede a shot on target. Here's Walker, and he's ballooned the ball towards the far
On
post.
the edge of it, Walker towards
It's
the
out
edge
of
of the
play and
box
away for a
too.
goal kick away to our right-hand side, and a few more precious seconds will be
Walker first too.
wasted by Everton. They'll move a little bit further down the line towards a A good draw at this stage of the season for them. Sean Dyche has got no change out of his meetings with Pep Guardiola. The only win in his 19 games as a manager against City in all competitions was Burnley's 1-0 victory at Turf Moor back in March 2015. That predates the Catalans' tenure. Another problem over on the far side. Tarkowski had the ball slid to him. There was a
on the ball again here. De Bruyne.
Collision with De Bruyne. He went down. Now he wants treatment as well. He's just asking for a little bit of a delay. You're listening to Manchester City 0, Everton 0 on Talk Sport with Now, and don't forget with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action like Nottingham Forest versus Newcastle live today. No contracts with a Now membership. Search Now Sports.
Just looking at Tarkowski and De Bruyne coming together there, smile on both players' faces.
Doku has stayed down.
De Bruyne actually caught him.
That'd be a shot. But now
Tarkowski, 31 years of age. He
and how City have been frustrated here.
Actually, played every single minute of the Premier League season.
Set up the compact shape, and it's
really good service
just trying to find solutions to the players he's got available.
Here.
Pep Guardiola,
the first goal of the Sean Dyche reign. Stones collides with McNeil, but wins the ball back for Manchester City into Rodri from Walker, and Rodri's effort is way over the top of the crossbar. He got so much air on that. It went double the height of the goal over the top of the crossbar. The supporters of Manchester City are complaining because McNeil is now down asking for some treatment. I mean, there's no doubt it was a robust challenge by John Stones, but is this just housery from McNeil?
I don't think it is. I think there was a little bit of a follow-through that's just caught him on the knee joint, on the ankle joint that shaped him a little bit. I don't think there's play acting in this one, if I'm being honest. There's nothing to be gained. I don't think he was trying to draw a foul.
And obviously lost the ball at the same time.
He just got there too late, and we've got to say Rodri done extremely well sliding in and winning the ball first, but I just think his follow-through, his knee is probably just caught, and they're just treating the ankle at the moment. Just caught his ankle, I think.
Doku.
It's TalkSport, and we are live at the Etihad Stadium today. Lots of football up and down the country.
McNeil couldn't get to it. Stones did. McNeil stayed down.
Today,
Walker with the ball inside, and Rodri was there. Maybe tried to force it there. McNeil, I think, is going to need some treatment.
Currently, over on TalkSport from distance,
is
gets that space opening up in front of him.
In the Championship, we'll be going round the grounds in just a second to get team news from the 3 o'clock kickoffs up and down the country, which Adrian Durham, as always, will keep you in touch with in his brilliant around the grounds service. He comes from Anfield today, as does Matt Jones. Darwin Nunez and Diego Jota got the goals that downed Burnley on Boxing Day. Matt, do they start at Anfield today?
They do, Sam. Nunez is one of 5 changes for Liverpool as Kelleher, Kwanzaa, Robertson and Endo also start. Alisson and Gomez are both ill. Konate is suspended. Gravenberch and Gakpo, the other players to drop out. And there's 3 changes for Burnley. Delcroix returns, plus full debuts for Esteve and Fofana as Vitinho, Ekdal and Foster drop out. It's Liverpool against Burnley from 3 o'clock.
Having a chat with Dwight McNeil. Phil Foden is coming forward though into the area, right side, low ball by Walker, blocked brilliantly by James Garner. I think he took that one full in the body, the midriff, let's say that, hit his knee, and he's twisted himself slightly, and he's got back to his feet very quickly because he can't afford to go down to 9 men. McNeil can come back on now. As the corner is about to be taken quickly by Alvarez, he wants to get this into the centre. Right footed, delivers the ball towards the back edge of the 6-yard box. Diaz goes in with a header, it goes over the bar. Off a Everton body, and another corner for Manchester City, who are yet to break the deadlock at the Etihad Stadium. Yet to have a shot on goal in the game.
Pretty humble when he was asked about 0-0.
Alvarez, right footed, in towards the back edge of the 6-yard box. Heading down again by Diaz, it's cleared away by Tarkowski.
Look at the table in about 12 days' time when all the challenges are on the same number of games.
Stadium deflection, and Erling Haaland, who's been out with injury for much of the winter, has come back.
Who can unlock the door here?
With very few touches,
City, if anyone.
apart from
would be one of the leading contenders.
One.
Walker's cross.
4 games without a goal.
Again, another ball into the box is cut out.
You knew that the big Norwegian was only just moments away from getting back on the score sheet.
And just takes Man City up the pitch right on the edge of
the afternoon.
Again, good defending.
Manchester City lead by 1-0.
Well, let's just touch up on the finish first. corner come in.
Pressure from Manchester
It bounced
City.
around. Good header from Rodri. It's bounced around, and when it come to Haaland, he exploded a sort of half-cocked volley into the ground and into the roof of the net. Goalkeeper no chance. Brilliant finish.
Try again.
But Everton are not happy in regard to the corner decision. They're absolutely adamant it wasn't a corner in the first place. But what a finish, what a strike.
Manchester City lead by a goal to nil, and it has taken 71 minutes for their first shot on target. They've had it, they've scored it, and it is Erling Haaland
with his first
who
goal
has smashed
since his
them
return
in front.
from injury.
And we made a bit of a fuss earlier in the game
barely been in the game in
Everton
truth,
relying on
but
set
so often
pieces
he
to
just
unlock
needs
the
one
door.
chance.
But
And he
it's
got it
Manchester
there
City who
and took
required
it
one. And after a bit of pinballing
all
inside
about
the
as
box,
well.
it
I mean, the
fell to
balling was
Haaland,
brilliant, but
9 yards
Diaz,
out.
I think their
He
heading
turned,
caused a
smashed it
lot
in.
of problems.
And are they going now
Pickford not
to the
happy.
top
Everton will
of
be
the
very
table?
disappointed that they
Manchester City
conceded from a set
score
piece.
for a
But
52nd
this is all about
consecutive
initially
home game. Let's go
the
off to
header
team news
causes
elsewhere,
problems.
because we've got
Everton
live
don't know where
commentary a
it
little
is,
bit
and
later
then
on
what a
Talk
strike
2 from
from
North
Haaland.
London, where surely
Well,
this
he doesn't
fixture
have to
will not
think
be
about
like
it. When
pulling
it's
teeth. Team news headlines
intuitive,
come
when it's
from Talk 14
instinctive.
Dante.
Spurs welcome back 3 players from international
Absolutely
duty. Only
slams
Pape
it home.
Sarr makes the starting
Doesn't
11,
need much of a
replacing
chance.
Højbjerg. Son and Basuma are
Pickford
substitutes.
gets something on it,
Kulusevski
but
comes in
the
for
sheer
Johnson
power
and Ange
takes it through.
Postecoglou's other change.
That's key on
Roberto
lock,
De
door
Zerbi's
on
dental
lock.
surgery means he's absent from the Brighton dugout. He'd have been suspended anyway. He's made 5
Yeah,
changes
right,
after the
top
thumping
scorer
win over Palace.
in the
Pedro
Premier League
Hinchwood
now this
equal
season as
absent from
well.
the squad.
He's 15th
Ferguson
of
and
the
Verbruggen
campaign.
benched. Mitoma
But
returned,
Hartigan
as does still
worked
Estepinian,
so
Lallana
hard.
and Welbeck.
He
Live
had
from
to
3
work so
o'clock
hard to
on
get that
TalkSport
goal.
2. Spurs against Brighton.
The noise levels have changed inside the Etihad
That is
Stadium
exactly what
since
City
that
are.
goal.
They keep doing the
Erling
things that they
Haaland
think
with
are
only
right. They
17
usually get some
touches of the
success in
ball.
games, and hopefully it
He
works. We
scored
talked
with
about
one
set
of them.
pieces
In
before
fact,
and how
actually,
Everton are so
on
good
Monday
at
night, he
them,
had 23
but City
touches
have
and
been
came up with an
much
assist.
better this
Not
season,
bad.
and
That's called
they've relied on it today
economical, I
to get
think.
themselves 1-0 up.
Ruthless.
Well, it's been the first time in the game so far that Everton haven't got a block in and around their goal. They've been brilliant, either blocking crosses, getting contacts, getting blocks. But on that
sobat,
occasion, the venom and the violence of the strike couldn't get a block firstly, and when the goalkeeper got a hand on it, it flew past him.
Let's go off to the game involving
Partai
Fulham and
final
Bournemouth.
Piala
Fulham
Asia ya,
were
jadi
winning
harus ada
6,
tenaga
Bournemouth
ya.
were winning 4. And we had a couple of reshuffles, Ollie Klink.
The packs have been shuffled. Sam Fulham
Sambil
make 2
nonton Bapak
changes.
Tola,
Reed and Tosin make way.
memberikan komentar
Neil
mengenai
and
pertandingan
Kenny,
ini.
while new signing
McNeil
Armando
has a good
Broja
run down the left
Antik
here by
lagi
Nicolo
Everton.
also make 2 changes. Out
Pas
come
sekali.
Farber and
Comes across
Semenyo.
to Leeds.
In comes Scott and Tavernier. It's Fulham against Bournemouth.
Back
Walker
here
is the
is
stronger of the
Manchester
two.
City lead by a goal to nil against Everton.
Well, that's the thing now, Adam, that Everton have to come out at some point.
Manchester City on the
You know,
ball.
they've defended really well without really an
De Bruyne
outlet, but now they
has
have
it
to
just
take
in front
risks.
of the centre circle. Plays
wanna
it out
get
towards
themselves
this
back in
near
it.
touchline. Collected by Stones, who drives upfield and lays
Because
it
of
off
injury
to
and
Walker.
score
Lumayan, Pak.
And
The
sends
end
the
of
ball
November.
crossfield from right to left. And Doku was underneath it as soon as Coleman read it. Brought it away
His
from
fifth
danger and
of the
gave it to
season in the Premier League.
Ake. De Bruyne once again
I found that
sends the ball into
interesting
the box.
the other day.
Looking for Walker, who's lurking
Asked
with
what
intent.
annoys him about
It's away
football. He
by
said
Mikolenko.
throw-ins.
And Walker eventually picks the ball
Said
up
the
on the
players
right
should be
side
able
of the
to throw
penalty
it in
area. He's so
however they
deadly
like,
with those
as long as they've
dangerous
got 2
deliveries
hands on the ball.
into the box, isn't he? Kevin De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva about to come onto the field of play. Diaz
Also gave his
into
ultimate five-a-side team,
Stones, back to
which was
Walker again.
Casillas,
Go off to
Maldini, Messi,
both Kenilworth
Cristiano
Road and
Ronaldo
Molineux in
and
just a second,
Ronaldinho.
but Everton have won the ball
Maldini's
back
getting
and
through a
then
lot
given
of
it
work in
straight
that
back.
team,
So we
isn't
will
he?
go off to Molineux. Wolves against Brentford. Brentford have played well in games recently, but Thomas Frank's side have lost 6 of the last 7 Premier League matches. So who has he picked to face in for Wolves? Adam Bridge.
Same starting 11 as Monday night, Sam, which means the back 3 usually reserved for the top 6 stays here at Molineux today. As for Wolves, they're unchanged from the win over Chelsea. Hwang's back from the Asia Cup, but he's got a niggle, so he's not in the matchday squad. It's Wolves against Brentford at Molineux.
Haaland on the turn on the edge of the area, cracks a shot, blocked by Branthwaite. Comes to De Bruyne, he can't do anything with it. It's away by Branthwaite again to halfway. Beto about to come on. Bernardo Silva is going to replace Alvarez in just a second. Let's go on to Kenilworth Road. Luton are the best on the best run of the season so far for them. Sheffield United have conceded 15 goals in 5 games. Team news comes from Ian Abrahams.
Luton make one change. Reece Birkin for Tegemengi at the back. He drops the bench.
We're gonna have another
For
look at
Sheffield
that in a
United.
moment.
Sobat-sobatku dari mana saja yang sudah hadir.
Diaz, Masula. In comes Jack Robinson.
Waktu berjalan di
Bench.
menit
Came up
7
with
saat ini.
Archer.
Kedudukan masih 1-0 keunggulan rumah City ya. Everton sepertinya sangat kesulitan sobat untuk bisa menembus lapis pertahanan ya. Main kedua City karena memang 4 pemain bertahan City sangat disiplin untuk mengunci setiap pergerakan barisan penyerang Everton. Dan kemudian backup dari gelandang-gelandang City turun ke bawah juga sangat cepat. Haaland badan tendang tapi masih bisa ditahan dari blok. Main bertahan Everton. Sepertinya ada lagi pergantian pemain di kubu Everton.
This game, it's a real blow. They put a lot of work, a lot of effort, and a lot of sweat onto their shirts to get themselves where they are in the game. But that's the nature of playing against Manchester City, and they're so clinical eventually, and they've got so many options from the
Dari mana saja sobatku yang sudah hadir, bantu share, bantu subscribe-nya dong.
But listen, this game isn't dead yet, you know. I think Everton has still got a last hurrah in the game.
Malam ini pertandingan di Liga Inggris. Ada City Everton, ada Wolves, Brentford, ada Fulham, Bournemouth, ada Tottenham, Brighton, ada Luton, Sheffield United, dan Liverpool Burnley ya. Hari ini, kemudian besok ada Nottingham Forest, Newcastle, West Ham, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Manchester United, dan Crystal Palace, Chelsea.
And Onana are on, and Silva on for.
So now come the changes that we've been anticipating. Alvarez, player to come off here for the introduction of Bernardo Silva.
Back into Mikalenko and all the way to Pickford.
Alvarez juga ganti ya di kubu Chelsea. Alvarez keluar. Sepertinya Tola ingin lebih meningkatkan intensitas serangan dengan mengganti Alvarez dan memasukkan Silva ya. Juga sepertinya memasukkan pemain dengan naluri menyerang yang lebih dominan. Mana Young keluar, Albert Lewin, dan Onana masuk, dan Beto juga masuk ya. Kedua tim sepertinya masih ingin berburu gol, tidak ingin hanya 1 gol saja di pertandingan ini.
Well, listen, he had no choice really. He had to freshen it up, had to get new faces on there, and you're going to see an Everton team that are going to try and get on the front.
Menit 80, 10 menit lagi normal. Apakah Everton punya kedudukan atau City yang malah menambah
down and winning the free kick? And it is going to be a Manchester City ball just inside the half of the field that they occupy. Watching the goal again. Was it a corner kick? That's the big question. I'm not sure it was.
It was a really tight one, I've got to say. Calvert-Lewin and Rodri both went up for it. The ball was right between both of their heads. Very difficult to tell.
Haaland celebrated because it's been a long time since he put the ball in the back of the net. It is his 72nd goal in 78 games for Manchester City, but when you've got 4 matches without a goal in the Premier League and you're Erling Haaland, there's always going to be a little bit of scrutiny. But he is back once again amongst the goals today. Rodri, lovely ball out towards the far touchline. Played in Doku. Who motors up towards the edge of the area, then decides to go and take on Coleman. Did brilliantly to get past him initially, then slipped, and the ball runs out of play. And look at He's so frustrated by that. He's not perfect, he's not right. Oh, he's kicked something on the floor, he's walked back.
Big question mark over whether it was a corner in the lead-up to the goal.
It's frustrating being a manager, isn't it? You can design everything you want, you can put everybody who you think can do the job in the right places, but if you see people not carry out your instructions or make the wrong decisions,
it's difficult to see on that first run through whether it was or not. It seemed to hit at the same time.
1-0 to Manchester City. Here's Amadou Onana sprinting forward. He's played it through the better. He's so far offside, it's frightening. He's going to shoot the ball towards goal. He's going to miss the target anyway. He was so far offside. it was obvious. It's not Akil Howson's fault, by the way. The linesman over on the far side. That is the diktat
goes to
from the IFAB. They've got to keep the flag down.
And where he's got to use his head, he's a mile offside, as you rightly say. He's looking across the line, leaves the ball, and his teammate's got an opportunity to run onto it. That's what frustrates you as a manager.
Would that get you turning around and kicking an imaginary water bottle on the floor?
Talked about Everton's character.
What's the worst thing? What's the worst little tantrum you've had in the technical area? You were always quite calm, weren't you? You didn't really get too excited in the technical area.
Well, in this stadium, I've been on the pitch 3 times in the Blackburn game because of their slowing the ball game.
Yes, you did. Yeah, you did lose your rag that day, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I should have had a bit more self-control.
This season, but they find a way to get on terms here.
Listen, you're a lot more calm now.
Thank you.
That was what was that, 20 years ago?
That's because I've eaten too much.
As he looks to bend it towards goal,
up over the halfway line.
Is it wide as the flag goes up on the far side?
Play on this near side of the way for a
I think it was pretty obvious to
throw
everybody in here that
Manchester City.
probably himself included.
Everton's troubles aren't just on the pitch,
offside.
where they are going to go another game
Everton
without winning, which is a problem off the pitch.
Of any sort of
Their appeal against the 10-point deduction for breaches of profit and sustainability rules took place last week. They're hoping to find out towards the end of this month whether or not that 10-point deduction is going to be reduced after their appeal. Their proposed takeover by the 7-7 partners is yet to be ratified by the Premier League. Meanwhile, 777 are still sort of loaning the money on a regular basis, and they were lent more money 2 weeks ago, which takes the total up to around about 190 that 777 have put into the club as far as loans are concerned, and they're just earmarked for everyday cash flow costs associated with Everton's new stadium project and just paying the wage bill on a regular basis. I don't think the situation is going to be helped if they end up getting relegated, and there is a chance that they could be relegated for the first time since 1951. There's no doubt about that, especially if the second points deduction, which they are facing also after being charged for this season, comes to fruition. Beto trying to break the lines. Edison comes out and gets there before he can run in behind. It goes out for a throw-in on this near side, and then it's Manchester City's turn to disrupt Everton, trying to take a quick one. 1-0 to Manchester City on TalkSport with Super 6. Predict 6 correct scores from this weekend's action and you could win 250 grand without spending a penny. 18+ B terms and conditions apply. Everton taking it from a little bit further forward than they should have done. The Man City fans weren't happy about that, but Manil is away. He sends a cross into the centre. It hits Walker full in the face. Ow. And goes out for a throw-in.
Yeah, Everton just pushing the throttle a little bit here, trying to get back into this game. Certainly had a little bit more territory, but nothing to show from it. Efforts at goal at present.
Mykolenko gets it near side, wanders forward, plays it off to McNeil. Mykolenko back into the centre circle, and James Tarkowski. Tarkowski finds Pickford, and Pickford will try and keep things moving and get them on the front foot once again, but time is running out. We've only got 6 minutes to go. They've got Palace next, Brighton away, then West Ham and Manchester United to come. That game live on TalkSport in the not too distant future. Everton, they need points on the board and they need them quickly. They have the ball right side. Harrison trying to feed Seamus Coleman. It's half clear, but Harrison, who was on the books of the Manchester City's sister club, New York City, has lost it, and now Haaland's been sent away by De Bruyne. He struck away Bramfrey. He's got into the penalty area. He struck it home.
Oh,
Brilliant goal. A classic Erling Haaland.
Luar biasa, sobatku, luar biasa.
You know the next line. Manchester City lead by 2 goals to 0. And
Gol
on the agenda. City race into a 2-goal lead at the end of the match to kill off the Everton charge and go top of the Premier League.
This is what happens when you cede space against Manchester City. The counter-attack was on, De Bruyne fed Haaland, and then you had the 2 youngsters on the pitch. Haaland up against Branthwaite, and I think in myself, what have you got? Can you deal with him? And he mistimed his challenge, Branthwaite, and from the offset, when Haaland picked the ball up, you thought this is a hard-nosed centre-forward who's going to bear in on goal, and Branthwaite just dived in, felt the body of Haaland, who just put him to the floor and then shows great composure rolling it in the net.
Sepertinya sudah sangat berat ini bagi Everton ya sobat. Bisa
breakneck speed there, Manchester City. And he just swatted Branthwaite aside with his left arm, and with his left foot he stroked the ball, caressed it into the far corner to make it 2-0 to Manchester City.
Clinical finishing by Haaland, I've got to say. Great counter-attack by City, but so clinical.
Time for a change. Doku is off and Grealish is on. Grealish, who I mentioned earlier, has only played 71 minutes of football in 2024. Comes on to replace Jeremy Doku. Two more changes for Everton, Chamiti and Dobbin coming on. Although it might be a little bit too late for those two now to try and think they can claw their way back in. Of course, Haaland now will think with 4 minutes plus stoppage time, there's a chance for a hat-trick on the agenda.
He certainly will. It's interesting, if you're going to play at the top level and you want to be at the top table as a defender, you've got to take on these forwards of Haaland's ilk.
He doesn't go searching for it, and he gets his reward.
There's a little hairy moment there for Jared Branthwaite, who's done brilliantly, by the way, all day.
Good game.
And then that moment, he knows it as well, looking shaky his head now, his chin's on his chest. That's going to happen to anyone, though.
They're great learning curves for young players, you know, we've all experienced that type of thing. You think you're having a good game, you think you've got the better of somebody, and all of a sudden they step up a gear that you haven't seen before in the game.
Itulah gunanya memang body apa?
First time it happened to you, do you remember the player that did it to you?
Christ, I was about 11 years old. and it continually happened on a weekly basis.
That's what it's proved to be.
I got done in my first England game against Brazil. Some movement of the wide player in behind me that absolutely killed me. Not seen movement like it.
Off comes Dwight McNeil for Lewis Dobbin, and on comes Chamiti for Garner Gay.
He's been brilliant, but
5 changes now been made for Everton, who trail by 2-0 on Talk Sport.
Not afraid.
With Enterprise Rent-A-Car, whatever the mission, home or away, Enterprise helps over 120,000 people every day.
Struggling for starts at the moment, Jack.
We'll get reaction to this during Adrian's show after 2:30. Remember, we've got more football for you tomorrow from the Championship upcoming, and then on Monday night we've got Crystal Palace against Chelsea. Big game that for Crystal Palace, I think, bearing in mind the recent difficulties, the bad news about the injury to Michael Elise. He's not going to play on Monday night. Chelsea looking to back up what was their best performance of the season so far, away at Aston Villa. And a big game for both those two teams. Monday Night Football comes live from Selhurst Park. Adrian, Danny Murphy and I will be there, looking forward to it. And then Tuesday night, football from the Champions League, Manchester City against Copenhagen. That's going to be a big one as well. Dobbin going down the left-hand side for Everton as they look to try and find a way back into this game, but time is certainly against them. Everton, who wouldn't have expected to get a victory here, but it's 7 games now without a win in the Premier League. That puts greater emphasis on the games to come, the Brighton, the West Ham, the Palace games, just around the corner. And they are capable of putting runs together. Everton won 4 in a row without conceding earlier in the season.
Creating something from nothing.
But they're also going on these runs. They've made a habit of going on these runs over the last few years where they don't get points, and that puts them under pressure. Walker away.
In terms of the all-time assists in the Premier League,
Guardiola still urging his team up towards the halfway line, urging his team to keep pressing forward, urging his team not to relent with 30 seconds to go. I mean, Sean Dyche will be disappointed, but at the same time, will there be things that he's learned from this game that he can take into those next matches? Although I'm asking you that as if this game's about to end. We are in the 90th minute, but there are going to be 10 minutes of added time.
Yeah, I think the injury to
summer in August,
various players have certainly seen to that.
Dobbin picks it up now. Beto down the left-hand side, thinks he's onside, he shoots into the near corner. The offside flag is up, but it will be checked. Well, Beto thinks he has got a goal. It was very quick, the offside flag on the far side. We'll get a first little look at it here. Is he offside? He is only about 6 yards offside.
Really, he was so lazy getting back onside, he didn't realise his team had the opportunity of turning the ball over.
That's really poor.
It is. You've got to read the game. You've got to be proactive in the game.
You know, because that's a chance. You're not going to get that many chances. You've got to be switched on in those circumstances, haven't you? Am I being harsh here?
No, you're being absolutely spot on. I mean, the earlier one, he's been offside twice now. Once he should have left the ball alone and let his teammate run onto it.
Onus on the defensive part.
He's got to be better than that.
Everton had to do, and they did it very well, but they just didn't have at the top of the pitch when they got
Good
the chances.
work, fella.
City are just relentless and grind you down.
They got a blue card from Sal for that one. Here is Walker up towards the halfway line. Into Rodri, then on to Bernardo Silva. Ake has it. And then Jack Grealish, who wants to get a few minutes under his belt. I think England would want to see him get a few minutes under his belt in the not too distant future as well. Gareth Southgate is here today, watching on, keeping an eye on proceedings. De Bruyne trying to nudge it round the corner for Foden. Comes back out into the centre. Mentioned we've got 10 minutes of added time to play here. We've played 2 of them. Walker at walking pace trying to keep it alive.
10 menit waktu tambahan sobat. Masih terus Everton mencoba sisa waktu ini. Tapi sayang serangan yang begitu bagus tadi harus berakhir dengan rangkap offside yang cantik. Wow, jelas sekali offside sobatku. Jelas. Wow, syutingannya juga bagus dari Beto ya, nomor 14. Tembakan kaki kiri langsung gol, tapi ya memang sudah terperangkap offside.
Manchester City are going top of the Premier League for a few hours at least.
At least.
Out wide to Grealish. Grealish up towards the edge of the penalty area. Helps it on towards Bernardo Silva, who guides it back to Grealish once again. Ake makes a dart from midfield. It goes infield towards
masuk ke final Piala Asia sobat ya. 22:00. Saat lagi setelah pertandingan ini kita akan setting ke Piala Asia.
Back out to Ake. He turns it round the corner. Foden's popped up on the far touchline now, and they're keeping the ball very well now. Manchester City.
Tuan rumah Qatar menghadapi Yordania ya di final Piala Asia. Dan ini menariknya, Yordania baru saja meraih rekor ya, bisa masuk final. Dan juga Qatar bisa masuk final turut-turut dan juga sekaligus dalam posisi sebagai tuan rumah.
Again, a pivotal figure in the game. A calendar year since he lost in Manchester City colours. City have only lost 4 times in all competitions this season, and guess what? He hasn't played in any of those.
No, he certainly played his part in this team performance today, there's no doubt in that.
Drama over on TalkSport 2 as Ipswich Town get another equaliser. I tell you what, so many times this season Ipswich Town have been down going into the last few minutes of games. They've come back and they've got something. And again, Kieran McKenna's team have shown a backbone, shown a resilience, and got what looks like being a point at Portman Road. It's 2-2 there. It's 2-0 here to Manchester City. And Manchester City just trying to run down the clock here. They kept the ball inside their own half. They're waiting for the referee to blow his whistle. They've still got 6 minutes of time to play. Pep Guardiola's got 6 more agonising minutes, because he does agonise over every second of every game, doesn't he?
He certainly does. He's not given up on this game yet. He's not accepted a 2-0 victory, that is for sure.
Here is Foden on the near side, trying to play the ball in behind for De Bruyne, cut out by Dobbin, who's then almost lost it to Foden. Foden's dived in, won it back again, and found De Bruyne. De Bruyne's on the charge, he's got hard inside the area. On the left-hand side, it's Grealish, he's in the box now. He takes it down the left side, then plays a right-footed ball to Foden, who hits it. First time down the throat of the goalkeeper. Easy save.
Yeah, we just saw the difference there between Doku receiving the ball in that area and Grealish, you know.
And what was that?
Well, if it was Doku, you expected him to dip a shoulder, go past his fullback, or at least dip a shoulder inside and get a shot away. I think there wasn't that threat, was there? You could see in Coleman's body language that he didn't fear going to engage Jack Grealish.
5 more minutes to go in the game. And it is Manchester City 2, Everton 0 on TalkSport.
Speaking to him before the game, saying about how he wants to
and Andy Townsend back together on Monday morning, poring over all the weekend results. Some big games on Sunday as well to follow on the Sunday session tomorrow from 1:30, including Manchester United, who are in action against Aston Villa away from home. Crucial game, that one, because if Manchester United were to lose that, they would be 11 points behind Aston Villa. And I think that sort of chops off any idea of them fighting for the top four. If Aston Villa were to lose that game, of course the gap goes down significantly. And that would just pep up Eric Ten Hag. Bernardo Silva, far side, finds Grealish.
Satu tembakan terbuka dari
Gets
Foden.
away from Garner and then motors into opposition territory. He's trying to draw a foul and collects a foul from James Garner, and he gets a yellow card.
97 dari 10 menit waktu yang diberikan di injury time, dia lihat lagi.
There was an initial push, and he's come back and had a dig at the ball and the player.
(2-0) Manchester City lead, and 97 minutes are on the clock away to our right-hand side, and one or two of the Manchester City supporters have decided that they're going to get off early. The Everton fans have started to drift away, actually, ever since that second goal from Erling Haaland, who took it brilliantly. And there's no doubt that there were signs of ring rustiness on Monday night, and even today, he hardly touched the ball in the first half. But in the second half, he's probably picked the ball up twice and scored 2 goals. And that is the difference. Rodri has it just in front of the 18-yard box, back to De Bruyne, and then Walker, and back to Rodri once again.
Oke sobatku, terima kasih yang sudah hadir, yang sudah subscribe ya. Kita ketemu di live jam 10 di pertandingan final AFC Cup antara Qatar versus Jordania. Sampai jumpa, terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.